Welcome back to Breaking Waves. We are starting this week's episode in Chamela, Mexico, a little anchorage about 90 miles south of Puerto Vallarta. We pulled in here last night after sailing 30 miles up from Barra Navidad and are catching a small weather window north to Banderas Bay, which will be our jumping off point to cross the Pacific Ocean to French Polynesia. This is the perfect shakedown sail to test out all of our new upgrades.
Houston, we have a slight problem with
I'm Alie, by the way. This is Ben, and you are watching Breaking Waves.
Morning, everybody. 4:30 in the morning. It's raining here in Chamela, Mexico, which it never rains in Mexico. But it's also the reason why we're carrying on, going up the coast. Kind of a weird system. It's kind of hard to tell how it's going to play out today. It does look like up in the Sea of Cortez, there's like the normal northwesterly pattern, and it was blowing all day and all night yesterday and all night last night. It looks like there's this weird easterly system coming over the mainland that's just giving us like a 12-hour window where it sort of punches through the northwesterly and creates either light winds or maybe even a little bit of easterly, like a beam reach. So we're hoping that's the case. It's a pretty rare event, like I said, for it to be rain. So nobody that I've talked to really knows how this is actually going to play out. It might just be strong northwesterlies out there, and we got like 70 miles to bash into it, go past Cabo Corrientes, which is always kind of gnarly, so we might end up bailing on today's mission. Look at that light I can put on you now. It's a little freaky sailing without AIS in the dark with no stars. Something that we got to get fixed. That's like my next main priority, is getting the AIS reestablished. It's a bit of a... I know my light's on, I'm just doing that so I can film momentarily and I can let my eyes adjust again. Yeah, it's a bit of a trip getting back to this, like, up at 4 in the morning and cruising in the dark mode. It's been a while.
the sun is up. The wind is starting to pick up. It is from the east, which was forecasted, but we kind of didn't believe it was going to happen. Got 12 knots right now, right on the beam. So we got a little nap in while the sun was still down, but now we're going to raise the main and start sailing. That's really exciting. We haven't sailed in a long time. Got his red-green outfit on.
That's one notch.
There's one notch. I'm Scoutmaster Kevin. Into the wind we go. This is the first time we've put the sail up with the lazy jacks and the stack back, so I think we'll probably have to work through some kinks as we figure out how to do that. But now's as good a time as any.
So just as we put the sails up, the wind shifted to be, we're on like a broad reach now. It's perfect. What is it? 12 knots apparent. We're doing 5.5 knots. We don't even have the whole head sail out. And we're just cooking along. We're going. I mean, it's a cloudy, rainy day in Mexico, which basically never happens this time of year, but I'll take it if it means we get this kind of wind going north.
All those years sailing in the rain in BC have trained us for this. I can't believe we have a beam right now.
Oh, like a broad reach.
Well, it's pretty heckin' on the beam. Look at this.
Try our window now.
Yeah. You want to? And we were not expecting this wind, to be honest, but this means that we can test out another new install. Our Hydrovane. Here you go, Cap. How exciting. Testing out all our new upgrades. Just like that.
You want to stand by on autopilot?
Stand by. Okay, stand by. Does it automatically start steering?
Decide which anchorage you want to sail on here.
Whoa! We're turning. We're turning. Oh. Yeah, we're turning on. Turning starting. Go down. Okay, turn to port.
I really want to break this thing. We don't know what we're doing.
Do you know how it works?
Well, I know, but it's a bit of a learning thing. There's like different power settings and stuff. I feel like we don't know what we're doing. I need to read the manual. And
Okay, if you didn't read, then let's not do it.
if it steers back to the beam, we should be able to get it to just take over. So the Sceptre beam. Yeah, now you're going up there.
What? How does that make it?
So we look at it.
Yeah, so you want me to make the sail piece it?
Yeah, when you make it so the front edge of the beam right here faces where the wind's coming
This
from.
part.
Yeah.
That?
Should if it's balanced, it should come back to center. No, but it's not.
Lift back up.
Now you lock those up. Actually, you just keep this on a beam.
Flapping. Dead beam.
Just beam the rod. Be down.
Is this locked? No, it's something that's biting me.
Yeah, just lock it out there. Really tight. And make sure the center.
We're spinning the starboard. And I wrote up. It's holding us. I think this is the leading edge. Because now it's pointing exactly where the wind is and it seems to be pretty happy.
I was hoping we could go either way because of this interference with davit arm.
Oh. Oh yeah, see if it wants to go further, but the davit's in the way.
Davit's not stopping that.
Yeah, there's Linus.
Oh. That's probably. I didn't notice that.
Houston, we have a slight problem with our davit affecting our Hydrovane.
It's on this tack. Like we could, like I had it earlier, right? Like going all. And this, I feel like it should work in either direction.
No,
It's the same principle.
I don't think it would because of the way that this is angled up.
I don't think that
It's like aerodynamic to be Hydrovane words forward.
it would work either way.
And the weight is only on one side.
Just find the balance for where the wheel needs to be and when this thing gets set.
We need to sort some things out. Get the dinghy control line out of the way too. Well, that was a good first test. This thing is going to be so sick. I'm excited to get to know it better. And I'm really, really stoked that we're sailing right now. Today was not really supposed to be a sailing day. We picked a light wind day so that we could go north because it's always like coming down and we thought we were going to have to bash. So we picked a light wind day so that we would have to bash less. But pleasantly surprised that the seas are fairly calm right now and we have 13 knots of wind on the exact beam, which Kiana loves a beam. So I think we're just going to enjoy this and we'll figure out the Hydrovane later once we've read the instructions. Sorry, Will and Sarah.
Well, I realized that it does matter what weight is because I think it would move the rudder in the wrong direction, which is why it's not working.
It's working.
Yeah, I think we got it.
What did you change?
I put it back to low power setting and just brought the helm back a little bit towards me. I would expect to be on a beam reach though right now based on the setting of the vane and we're sailing on more like a... Well, it's almost
No, that's pretty beam.
I guess we should be able to like... If I go like this, we should go more beam. Which is... not happening.
It is happening. It's working.
Yeah.
I think we figured it out. Cool.
Thanks.
And our wheel is almost perfectly centered,
Well, no, it's definitely off. I'm gonna like...
but just like maybe by what, 20 degrees?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to work.
It's cool. And hey guys, we're going 6 knots and there's 12 knots of wind. Cool, Ben, we did it. We have a Hydrovane.
Turn the autopilot off.
Goodbye, old friend.
Isn't that cool? That is so cool. Highly recommend the Hydrovane. I mean, we'll see, we'll put the miles on it, but everyone says they love them. I'm impressed with the quality of the gear. It's fun to sail it. It's fun to know that we're not using battery power or autopilot or GPS or anything like that to sit the track. We're just cruising with the wind. It's super cool. Yeah, our lazy jacks and our stack pack are looking a little jank, but we just haven't quite dialed in the lazy jack.
I think when
Slash
I
stack
tried
packs.
to tweak them last, time to make them better, I actually made them significantly worse. So
Yeah, you definitely made them worse. I didn't want to say it, but it looked pretty good initially, and it's been really weird ever since. So I guess one thing about the Hydrovane I just realized is that you can no longer just look at your chart plot or make sure you're heading in the right direction and then hit auto on autopilot. You got to actually kind of make sure the wind didn't shift, make sure you're actually going the right direction. You're not going to run into a rock or something. So we should probably do that. I just really easily changed us to a broad reach just by pulling on the line.
wow.
This looks a little better though. Guys, we're not really sure. We have a loose-footed main. Stock pack is just sort of weird. Like everyone else's just seems so tight and clean, and ours is like sloppy and strange.
Okay, give
No,
me
no,
a minute. Just a minute. need it. We're working through King.
Yeah. I'm asking for advice. As long as I'm not knocking you.
I think I want to move everything forward again.
Reminds me of British Columbia. So gloomy. But going good. Wind just dropped off a bit. It's only doing 9 knots, but it's normally like 11 to 13 knots apparent. I'm doing about 5.5 wind speed. Hopefully we're not losing wind right now. Still got a long way to go. I think we got like 60 miles yet before Banderas Bay. And if the forecast is accurate, which so far it's been better than accurate, but I think in about 6 to 8 hours the wind's gonna, no, about 5 hours actually, the wind's gonna switch around northwest. Just as we're going by Cabo Corrientes, I'm sure it'll be just nice and gnarly. But I'm glad we can sail now because we don't have to use all of our fuel. We didn't leave bar with a full tank, which was silly of me, but I don't know why we didn't fill up. We have enough fuel probably to get there, but it's just nice to know that we're gonna be able to sail at least, hopefully 4 or 5 hours, and then we can motor if we have to. We can always sail, I guess. Headwind sailing is just not really our jam, but we could do that too.
That looks 1,000 times better.
Right, we're approaching Cabo Corrientes, Banderas Bay, Puerto Vallarta, and the wind picked up. It's coming from the other tack now, broad reach on the other side, so we're putting the vane back through its paces again. About 5 knots. It's a little ominous in Banderas Bay today. Allie's kind of fixed the stack back. That looks a lot better. Good job, Alie.
We managed to avoid the worst of the weather by hugging the southern side of the bay and following the tail edge of a dark cloud across. We sailed almost the whole 90 miles from Chimela to Banderas Bay, with the vane doing most of the work.
Okay. What was it that you were just saying about the boat?
I love this boat. I was just thinking, like, how great these windows are and how great it is that I'm sitting inside while we sail while it's raining. Ben was like, oh, we're sailing. I just look over and I can see the tack we're sailing on, how much wind we have and how fast we're going. And then I can watch out this window and look at our sails and look at the water go by and not have to get wet. And I'm like, these windows are the reason why I fell in love with this boat. And they are still the reason why, one of the main reasons that I do love this boat.
That night, we anchored among the other boats in La Cruz, a rolly anchorage made worth it by the services available to sailors getting ready to jump off for the South Pacific. Hit subscribe and the bell so that you don't miss out on the next episode, and head over to Patreon to get our tracking link for the ocean crossing. See you next time.